Today's class we're going to start with our morning breath work lying on our backs. So gently from wherever you're at, make your transition slowly to lying down, taking a minute to get your hips settled, using this time to become intentional with your movements, bending your elbows, gently working your way down to your mat. Legs are zipped up together here. So our legs remind us that we're alert. Left hand over our heart, right hand over our left. Take a moment to get yourself settled, adjust your shoulder blades. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose, making those breaths a little bit deeper. And bear witness to the inhales and the exhales. Observe the breath as it enters your body, and observe the breath as it leaves. Maybe you'd like to focus on the physical sensation of the breath. Maybe you'd like to focus on the sound of the breath. Or maybe you'd like to focus on the feeling of your hands resting on your heart center. Pick your focus here. If your lower back doesn't feel comfortable in this position, bending your knees with the soles of your feet flat on the earth is an alternate position that may give and provide some rest for your lower back. Let's sharpen our focus to really bring all our attention and all our awareness to your focus, wherever you've chosen to bring your mind. Imagine all the available focus and memory of your mind on your breath. Deep and sharp concentration here. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in together through our nose. Pause. Exhale it out for a count of 5. 3, 4, 5. Let's take a big inhale for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Pause here. And exhale out for a count of 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, let it go, allow your hands to drop down by your side. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, invite your knees all the way up to your chest and give those knees a hug. Your legs can be wide apart here, they can be a little bit closer, whatever works for you and your low back. And this doesn't need to be too strong a hug. This is our first movement here. Now with our hands on our knees, we're going to guide our knees into opposing circles. So opening up our knees, creating great big circles here, opening up our hips. So the circles are in opposite directions. Bringing the knees together and then guiding them wide open again. Sort of a slow and gentle movement, and also being your own best advocate and guide. And come to neutral, knees together, and let's do those circles in the opposite direction. Again, using your hands to guide you. And Again, breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose. Come to neutral. Now let's give that right knee a hug and consciously, slowly send the left leg back down to the mat. And let's point the toes to the ceiling. So flex that left foot. In your mind's eye, rotate the left inner thigh towards the midline of the mat. Take a big breath in through your nose. And with your exhale, let's guide the knee maybe a little closer to the shoulder. Left leg is alert and engaged. Foot is flexed, protecting the knee. And again, using your mind, let's make both those hips create full contact with the mat. So if one hip is wanting to rise up, move left or move forward, let's encourage those hips to stay grounded on the mat. Big hug in. And now we're going to bring the knee a little closer to the midline of the body. Send the right sole of the foot to the sky, and let's hold on to the back of that leg with your hands clasped. Now keeping that upright knee as bent as you need, sole of the foot flat to the sky, using your breath to guide you here, making this challenge as easy or as difficult as your body is asking. So if you feel you've gone a little bit too far, back off. This is our first stretch here on the back leg, so let's be kind to our bodies. And breathe. Focus on the breath. Remembering to breathe in and out through the nose. Taking a moment to maybe settle your neck. Notice that it's not always easy to remain in this position. This requires some strength as well as flexibility. And maybe with your next exhale, you'd like to straighten that leg a little bit more. Notice how that may shift your arms, your back, paying close attention to the physicality and the stillness and the movement within this pose. Left leg remains strong and alert, pushing into the mat with that left leg. Now let's bend that upright knee, and let's take our strap or our belt, towel, whatever you may have available, and we're going to place it on the sole of that foot, wrapping our hands around the sides of the mat, of the strap here, so that the strap can become our support. Your mind's eye is going to want to become very aware of the upright leg. I would like you to bring your awareness to the leg on the mat. Notice the opening in the left hip, and bending that right knee as much as you need, and using your arms to potentially guide that leg a little bit more forward. Focus remaining on the leg that's flat and straight on the mat. Breathe in here. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And if you feel you've gone too far into this stretch, by all means, just back off a little bit, creating a bit more space. As we practice virtually, we are looking to create just enough tension to have a bit of a shift in the energy in our body, not to the point where we're actually creating pain. Now let's take that strap in our left hand and sort of choke up a little bit on it. We're going to allow that leg to drop all the way over to the right. Using your hand to guide you, left hand comes onto the mat, maybe for support. And just go as far as you can. I'm hitting the wall here, so I can't really go any further. But make this move something that feels right for your hips. We're looking to open the front of the hip here. If you would like to put a yoga block under that leg to support, that works as well. And if you need to bend the knee, that works as well. Breathe here. Next inhale, big through the nose, and as you exhale, let's take that leg all the way back up straight. We're going to switch the hold of the strap here. So take the strap in the left arm, right hand comes to rest on the mat. This is going to be a micro movement over to the left. Sole of the foot remains flat to the sky, and just bring that leg a little bit over the midline of the body. Small movement here, and just notice how the physical sensation in the leg changes. So that's a very small movement, just an inch or two, creating a bit of a different stretch on the outside of the right hip. And again, bring your focus to that straight leg on the mat. We're going to move out of this stretch in the same way that we moved into it. So bringing the right foot over the right hip so it crosses the midline of the body. Taking both hands in the strap, bending that knee, and allowing the strap to just fall to the ground, and let's let the sole of that foot plant firmly on the mat. Take a moment here to readjust the hips and bend the left leg. We're going to take the right ankle and rest it on the left knee. Right toes are flexed. And let's lift the hips up, bringing that left hip a little bit closer to the midline of the body. And choose a position for your arms. Yogi's choice here. You may want your arms straight out. You may feel the stretch best in cactus arms with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Take a moment here to relax your forehead, relax your jaw, relax your heart center. And with your next exhale, let's drop those legs all the way over to the left slowly. And again, if the earth is too far away from you, taking a yoga block under your foot would be helpful. With your next breath in, relax your shoulders. With your next exhale, maybe you can relax one more muscle. Maybe closing your eyes here. And if you'd like to add on to the stretch, gaze over the right shoulder. And breathe. Notice the way the breath feels as you ask your belly to expand, to accept the breath as you're in this deep supine twist. With your next breath in, let's rise up. Take a moment to adjust those hips back to a neutral position. Now we're going to go into a reclined figure four. We're going to lift that left leg off the ground. Take your hands and clasp them behind that thigh. Feeling the stretch in the right hip. Right toes remain flexed, protecting our knees here. And breathe, relax your shoulders. Let the tension ease from your jaw. If you'd like to add on to the stretch, use your right elbow to press gently into that right knee. Another way to add on to the challenge, if you would like, is to hold on to the outside of the shins. feels right for you this morning. This is a very big stretch and requires big energy, so big breaths in. Maybe using the physical sensation as the focus for your breath. One more big breath in here. And one more big exhale. Let's bring our foot to the ground. Let's make the right meet the left. Taking a moment to resettle your hips. We're going to do that on the other side. Big breath in through the nose. With your exhale, let's bring that left knee, hug it into the chest. And then send the right leg onto the mat. Let's bring our awareness to the right leg. Toes point to the sky so the foot is flexed here. Rotate that inner thigh inward towards the midline of the mat, keeping that leg that's straight, fully engaged and alert. Maybe with your next exhale, you can draw that knee a little closer to the shoulder. Allow your forehead to smooth here. Notice the hips if they are wanting to lift up, or if they want to move left or right, let's encourage them to stay grounded on the mat. And with your next breath in, let's straighten the left leg, sending the sole of the foot all the way to the sky, holding on to the back of that leg. Often the first thought when we move a stretch from left to right is to compare the way the body moves. Let's try to leave that judgment behind. Both sides are different, yet both sides are also one. The natural inclination of the mind is to focus on the leg that's within its vision. But let's focus on that leg that's lying down on the mat. Really give that leg a big opening. Push it into the mat. Focus on that right hip opening. And if you feel that this is a bit much, by all means, take a big bend in that upright leg. Allow your shoulders to relax here. Keep them away from your ears. And now let's bend that upright knee, relaxing it, and taking our strap, placing it on the sole of the foot. Once you have the ends of the strap in your hands, let's send that leg all the way back up to the sky. Big breath in here through the nose, big exhales. Again, if you'd like to bend the knee, that works perfectly fine as well. And if this is also a little bit difficult on the low back, bending the knee of the straight leg and allowing that foot to rest on the mat is another great option for you. Make this your practice so that it feels right for your body. Maybe you'd like to use your strap to help guide your foot a little bit deeper into the range of motion. Making sure that right leg stays fully engaged. Now let's take that strap into the left hand. Both straps into the left hand. Right hand comes onto the mat to support. We're going to open that leg all the way up. Big opening here as far as it feels right. And breathe. Notice the hips may want to adjust and settle a little differently. We're going to encourage both hips to remain on the ground and the leg that is supported by your strap. If it feels better to bend the knee, by all means, that's where you should be. Big bend or little bend. Use this opportunity to focus on the breath. If the pose feels easy, then use your breath to increase and deepen how far you can go into it. And if a pose feels challenging, use your breath to help guide your awareness to how far into it you can go. Next breath in. Let's raise that leg all the way back to center. And let's take the strap in the right hand. Left hand can lie on the floor beside us as a support. This is going to be a micro movement over to the right. So we're just going to take the leg and gently cross it over the midline of the body. Noticing how the stretch changes in the side of the hip. That movement is maybe just an inch, maybe 2 inches at most. And again, keep that upright leg bent if you need, using that strap to support you. And in this movement and in this stillness, allow your shoulders to relax. We're going to come out of this pose in the reverse, and we'll be slow and intentional about that. So gently bring the sole of that foot over the hip, so we're crossing back over the midline of the body. Let's bend the leg and remove the strap. And let's send the sole of that foot flat to the mat. And bend the right leg, bring it up. We're going to take that left ankle, cross it over the right knee, and at the same time, lift that right hip and bring it a little bit closer to the center line of the body. And let's choose our arm position here, yogi's choice. Arms straight out in a T or arms in a cactus, whatever feels right for you. Big breath in. And on our exhale, let's drop our feet over to the right. And breathe. Big, beautiful breaths of energy here. The invitation is with each breath in to relax one more muscle. And with each exhale, notice the natural inclination to relax. Adding on, you may want to gaze over the left shoulder. Allow your jaw to relax here. Allow your tongue to rest in its lower palate. Smooth your forehead. Allow your cheeks to relax. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And with your next breath in, let's rise up. Coming back to neutral, taking a minute to shift your hips back into a position for reclined figure four. Big breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, let's lift that right leg up and hold on to the back of that right thigh, clasping our hands behind that leg. Feet are flexed, protecting our knees. Relax your neck here. If you'd like to increase the stretch, you can use your left elbow to push into that knee. You can also hold onto the outside of that shin. Do what feels right for you here. As always, when we are on our mat, we are our own best advocate. Especially as we practice virtually, it's very important to stay safe and connected to that breath, increasing our awareness of the physical sensations. Let's take a deep breath in together. And on your exhale, let's unwind. Right foot goes back to the mat. Left foot meets the right. Big inhale through the nose. And with your exhale, let's hug those knees in. And if happy baby is in your practice, let's send the soles of the feet all the way to the sky, holding onto the outside blade, outside edge of that foot, with your hands, knees, and elbows resting against each other here. Allow your shoulders to relax, and let's put a smile on our face. Happy baby. Maybe rocking back and forth. Notice how you feel when you put a smile on your face. Did you notice a shift in the energy? Let's release our happy baby. And let's, holding onto our knees, allow our feet to relax. Send your left foot to the corner of the left mat, or the left corner of the mat. Right foot to the right corner of the mat. Let's find our relaxation pose, where we get to absorb all this wonderful energy we've transmuted. Allow the backs of your hands to rest on the mat. And relax. Rest here. Allow your breath to return back to its natural rhythm. Allow your shoulders to relax and sink a little deeper into the mat. What happens to your body as you ask it to relax? Is there a physical shift? Are there changes in the physicality as you deepen your relaxation? And just be here. Maybe becoming aware of the body's natural instinct to breathe. Relaxing the crown of your head, relaxing your neck. Relaxing all the vertebrae in your spine. Relaxing your hips, your pelvis, your thighs. Relax your knees, your ankles, the tips of your toes. Shoulders, elbows, fingers. And just relax. Let it all go. Relax your tongue and jaw. Bring a micro smile to the inside of your mouth, allowing all the micro muscles in your face to relax. Let's begin to reawaken our bodies by moving our fingers and our toes, circling our ankles and our wrists, bending our knees. Maybe swing them a little bit from side to side, reawakening our hips and our lower back. And gently make your way up to a seated position. Maybe you'd like to rock and roll on your mat alternately. Maybe you'd like to just roll over onto your side, pushing yourself up and finding your seated position. Take a deep breath in through your nose here. And with your exhale, let's bring our hands to prayer, gently resting our thumbs against our heart center. Elbows are elevated. Lean back into your spine ever so gently. Tuck your chin in. Mental focus is on the point in between your eyebrows and slightly above. Breathe in here. And exhale here. Again, collective big breath in through that mental focus. And exhale. Take a moment to thank yourself for being here, for showing up on our mat today. Thumbs to your forehead and palms or forehead to the ground. Whatever feels right for your body this morning. Grounding off our practice with intention. Namaste. I hope everybody's lower body feels wonderful as we make our way through the rest of the day. I hope we're light and loose for whatever we have ahead of us. Have a wonderful day. It's always such an honor to be here for you all.